Well, dealing with trauma in your life can be difficult, and many people help them get through it. The Guest House Ocala provides premier quality treatment in a safe, comfortable, and confidential setting.
That's right, and this morning we have Dr. Yousef Elyaman joining us today to talk to us more about the Guest House of Ocala. How are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you. You can call me Dr. E.
I will absolutely call you Dr. E, but thank you for teaching me how to say your beautiful last name.
Yeah.
So we're talking about something very serious today. We're talking about trauma, and I would love to just kind of unpack what trauma really is. You know, I think most people tend to think about accidents that happen or perhaps war, but how would you describe trauma?
Yeah, as a physician, this was very hard for me to understand what trauma was, because I'm like, really, nobody died, or nobody went to the hospital. And I ended up certifying in trauma through Spirit to Spirit with Judy Crane, who is actually one of the founders of the Guest House. And what I was able to wrap my brain around is the definition that trauma are moments of perceived helplessness. So you might not be helpless, but you felt like you're helpless. And what that does is that changes the wiring of your brain. So moments of perceived helplessness is what is the definition that really resonates for me.
And so you help people who have dealt with trauma. You've helped professionals, veterans, public figures. How do you kind of tailor your treatment to each individual person?
Yeah, so I think because we do deal with a large kind of background of people, I think we're very equipped to deal with that. We meet people where they're at. So a lot of times public figures, they are, or celebrities, they're kind of put on a pedestal, or they always feel like they have to be acting, or they have to be kind of on game. And what we do with them is, first of all, you're like, buddy, like you have 2 Oscars. Like the last person I dealt with had 3. So let them know they're kind of in a safe. I kid, but let them know they're kind of in a safe place. But don't take them off the pedestal and allow them a safe place to just be themselves. So I believe meeting them where they're at is one of the things that we are great at.
So, 2 people can go through the same trauma, right? But have 2 very different outcomes. Why is that the case?
So there's 4 things to look at. Number 1 is genetics. So some people just are genetically more predisposed. The other thing is that how healthy their body was at that time, at the time of the traumatic event, or that perceived helplessness. The next one would be, do they feel like they're supported? So they might have had a support system, but if they didn't feel like they're supported, then that will affect them as well. And then the 4th is the trauma itself. So from a genetic point of view, in functional medicine, we know that we are a product of our genes and our environment. So we change our environment to change the expression of our genes, and we do that at the Guest House. The other thing is making them healthy. So a lot of people are running around with deficiencies, they're running around with unhealthy bodies. So we do a unique panel of tests. We check and see individually what's wrong with them, and from a personalized approach, we work with them to give their body what it needs. And then tackling the other issues, the issue of not feeling supported, we give them a safe space where they can feel supported, and we give them the chance to actually feel those feelings that they've been suppressing for so long in order to heal.
Yeah, it seems like trauma is sort of the cause of all kinds of things, anxiety, depression. So people who may be having that may have some trauma that they don't even remember in their past. Is that possible?
Absolutely. And what happens is that they may forget the memory, but their body doesn't forget, their nervous system doesn't forget, and it imprints on their brain. And what happens is now maybe they get overwhelmed, maybe with their family, and then their body, their brain puts them on this alert system.
Well, you mentioned family. So if they're, it's a family member or friend, what is something that they should look for in this person that might reveal to them that they have a hidden trauma or struggle?
So if somebody starts to withdraw, if somebody starts to get really annoyed and angry, somebody starts to isolate, those are all some red flags.
Yeah.
Well, what if people out there might have tried so many things? What would make the Guest House different?
I think because we hit all angles. We
Yeah.
look at their unique genetic predispositions. We're looking at their unique underlying imbalances. We're not going to put them on pedestals. We're going to give them the kind of support they need, and we work on root cause. You know, for years, the addiction and the addiction world per se, and the mental health world were saying, oh, people can't really deal with these traumas. And Judy Crane, one of the co-founders, who's a mentor of mine, she said, no, if you don't deal with the root cause, if you don't deal with the trauma, you're not going to help. You can't, yes, you put anybody in a environment, in a resort-like environment, and they chill and they do great there, but then when they go out in the real world, they're not equipped.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, we have llamas. We have like a resort-like environment.
Yes.
I think you should just come for the llamas, but also for the trauma work.
Yeah.
But apart from the llamas, we are helping them in a safe space uncover those feelings, feel their feelings, and helping them heal.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. E. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
So to learn more, you can visit the website listed on your screen right now, which is theguesthouseocala.com.